Good morning, my wild ones. Today we have a very exciting video for you guys because I'm at Udo. How long have we been friends?
I think I've known you for 3-4 years now.
A long time, yeah. No, I think longer, because I think it's been like 5 years or something.
Yeah, could be.
Anyway, Udo's got an amazing collection of venomous snakes. He's got many of them. What do you have?
I've got green mambas, forest cobras, some rattlers, inland taipan. I've got a juvenile king cobra. I've got a few snakes.
Yeah, he's got some very cool species, and I can't wait to show them to you today. And we're just gonna have some fun with some of the world's most beautiful venomous snakes. And yeah, let's get started. We are in Udo's snake room right now. It's a massive room filled with the most gorgeous snake species. I'm so happy. So Udo, can you tell us a little bit about the way you designed this room and what you did to make sure that everything is safe?
Yeah, well, I had to build this room from scratch. There was nothing here. There were just the beams that support the floor. Nothing more. There wasn't even a floor, no electricity. So I had to build everything so I could make it escape proof.
Build it from scratch.
Yeah, I had to do everything myself. Even around the radiators, everything is made shut, so there is no possibility for a snake to escape. Even under the door there's a special strip that nothing can escape.
So as you can see, there's also quite a bit of floor space, which is especially handy when you work with mambas and such species. There's room for hooks everywhere. And can you tell me a little bit about your lock system?
Yeah, this one isn't working very well anymore, but it's just a bent hook. They can't open in any way. And it's very easy to pick them off, but they're not very visible. And if you have an enclosure that isn't closed very well, your lock just doesn't fit. So if your lock doesn't fit, enclosure isn't shut.
So it's like an extra safety precaution.
It's an extra safety.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's better than the normal enclosure locks.
Well guys, so as you can probably hear, we've got a rattlesnake here, and more specifically a timber rattlesnake. It's, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful rattler species there is. It's also really some of the most calm species of rattlesnakes, which is why in some of the Baptist churches they use this species of snake, which is very sad for the snakes, obviously. Yeah, so they are actually quite venomous. They can definitely kill a person, but they're very reluctant to bite. And one of the most beautiful things about a rattlesnake, of course, is that they have a rattle. And the rattle is basically their warning sign. So when they rattle, they basically say, hello, I'm here, can you please not step on me? A rattle is made of beta-carotene, which is similar to the stuff that our hair and our nails are made of. And every time the snake sheds, he gets one more segment to his rattle. It can also fall off, so for instance, if an animal steps on the rattle, it can break off and then it will grow and it doesn't hurt him or anything. It's the same as when we cut off our hair or cut off our nails. But as you can see, it's just a beautiful, beautiful species. I love the coloration. In a natural habitat, which is kind of what we see here. They have a lot of leaves, a lot of wood on the forest floor. They perfectly blend in with their environment, and they're just such gorgeous snakes. And as you can see, if you just treat them with the respect that they deserve, they are actually super chill animals and just amazing. I love rattlesnakes. Hey girl, what you doing? Guys, guys, I'm freaking out. This is an eastern green mamba, one of my favorite snake species in the entire world. As you know, I'm a big softie for mambas. They have such a special place in my heart. They're one of the most beautiful snake species out here. Obviously, we have the black mamba, which is quite notorious. This one is actually rarely seen in the wild. It's so elusive, mainly because of its lifestyle. It lives in the trees, where people just really don't spot it because it's perfectly camouflaged. There's also just a big difference with the other mamba species in that it's just so quiet and calm and easy to handle. Don't be fooled though. If you get bitten by this species, there is a big chance that you will die if you don't get the proper treatment. They're highly, highly venomous, but like I said, they rarely kill anybody because they're just so elusive and they just live their own lives and they just chill out. But as you can see, this species is made to live in the trees. It's perfectly green, nobody will spot it when it's in the canopy. And I just love how chill this snake is. Like, can you imagine? This is a mamba on my hook. So people, this is a forest cobra. I'm actually freaking out right now because they are really badly tempered snakes, by which I mean they're highly defensive snakes. So yeah, the forest cobra is actually broken up into 5 entirely new species. We only know this for a couple of months now. So yeah, it was just the forest cobra, Naja melanoleuca, and now there's 5 separate species, and this is the Naja subvulva from Uganda. It is an incredible species that, well, lives in the forest, and they are known to be highly defensive, so that's why I'm really trying to keep my focus on this snake right now. It's also highly venomous, so it can kill a human with ease, no issues there. Now it has calmed down quite a bit, but just a few seconds ago it was going mental in this room together with his little buddy here. So yeah, I'm definitely not feeling super comfortable, but I'm so blessed to be working with this species. It's a new one for me, obviously. I had worked with the forest cobra before, but that's now a different species. So yeah, brand new snake species in my hand. I'm a blessed person. Look at this, the forest cobra. Hey babes. So guys, this is by far the most venomous snake species in the entire world. This is the inland taipan. It's native to Australia, to the outback of Australia, and it is by far, drop for drop, the most venomous snake species in the world. It feeds on mainly mammals, warm-blooded species, and it has a very potent neurotoxic venom. So I must be extremely careful when handling this species. As you can see, she is not very calm yet, but she's also not as hectic as the forest cobra was a minute ago. Her cousin, which is the coastal taipan, is actually way more defensive and much more difficult to handle than this species. So the inland taipan is the most venomous snake species in the world, but it doesn't really kill people that often. Like, it rarely happens that a person dies of an inland taipan bite. And this is because they live in the outback of Australia, where there aren't very many people, and therefore they don't make many victims, especially compared to some other species over there. Now, I'm telling you that it's the most venomous snake species in the world, but what we must consider is the way we measure this. And we measure toxicity with the LD50 method, which is basically the median lethal dose. So what they do is they envenomate a mice or rat population, and they look at what dose is needed to kill half of that population. Now, what you must consider is that the inland taipan is a specialized rodent killer. So obviously it's very good at killing mice. When we look, for instance, at sea snakes, which are also highly toxic, obviously they're not going to be very toxic with this method, because their native prey, or their normal prey, are fish and eel and those kind of animals. So yes, it is extremely venomous and it can kill 100 grown adult men with one single bite. But we must consider the method by which we measure toxicity. I'm so in love with this species and I just love how she is actually calming down quite a bit. As you can see, all she's doing is just looking for a way to escape, looking for a way to find a hiding spot where she can chill and relax. Because she really doesn't want anything to do with people. She just wants to live a normal snake life, which is laying and hiding, feeding and basking every now and then. So yeah, it's pretty insane to be handling a species that could kill, 100 grown men with a single bite. It's very humbling and it's what I love doing most in this world. So this is the Indian or the spectacled cobra. It is a very young animal and it's currently in shed, and we noticed that it's having some trouble shedding. So I prepared a bucket with a little bit of lukewarm water. So this little baby can go in and the lukewarm water will help her shed. It will help make sure that the skin comes loose. There we go. So basically this serves as a little bit of bathing time. The warm water will help her skin come off, and that way like her old skin is completely removed and she will feel a lot better. As you can see, all the skin is coming off, all the dead skin. Very easy to remove with tweezers. Obviously we're very careful. We could tube her right now or pin her to do this, but this is a lot more stressful. So with very long tweezers, the job is also easily done in this case. I wouldn't recommend it for every situation, but it's definitely working now, as you can see. So it's actually quite funny because most of the venomous snake keepers that I visit usually have something non-venomous as well. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because if you have people over that know nothing about snakes and you only have species there that literally cannot be handled unless you're a professional, it's hard for people to make a connection. So what I love about Udo's collection is that he also has these red snakes, horn snakes, and that's so wonderful, because after people saw the mambas and the cobras and the taipans, they can actually hold a snake and feel the skin, feel that they are not slimy, feel how soft they are, how gentle they are, and just see how well-mannered and calm and how beautiful they are, really. And I think that's awesome to also have a snake in your collection that can actually be handled by everybody, which is certainly possible with this species. Whenever people ask me what should I start with if I want to keep snakes, I think this is still the best option for everyone. I think they are beautiful. They come in many different colors. This is just one of them. Yeah, so you can get them in all sorts of color variations. I personally also really like the wild type coloration. They are usually very easy to handle, very reluctant to bite, eat very easily. So yeah, even after all the mambas, after all the cobras, after the most venomous snake of the world, I'm also still in love with horn snakes. I think they're just amazing. So cute. So guys, this is the end of the tour of Udo's house, a house full of venomous snakes. Super awesome. Yeah, he has to duck down because he is almost 2 meters. Welcome to the Netherlands. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the tour of his house. I hope you enjoyed Udo's snakes. I certainly did. It was so nice for me to be able to play with mambas and the taipans and the cobras. There he is. That was super awesome. So Udo, if there is anything you want to say to someone who wants to get into the venomous snake hobby, what would that be?
The most important thing, I think, is find a mentor. Don't start with a venomous snake and think you can do it. Getting bitten has so many consequences. True.
I second that. Well, I hope to see you guys on the next video, and have a nice day wherever you are. Bye bye.
Bye.